You wanna know what she said, she might just change your life.
And we are absolutely delighted to be joined by two fabulous women in studio today, right, Sharon?
Absolutely.
Joanna Andros and Tanya Chernova, and they are the founders of Courageous Living. They're also #1 best-selling authors. They're passionate leaders in really helping women to discover and achieve their dreams.
So we love you already.
We love you already. And
too.
there is going to be a conference, sort of, a mentor circle. We're going to talk about that a little later because first you have to know what this is all about. So when did you two found Courageous Living and why?
So thanks for having us on your show. So in 2006, Joanna and I met, and it was a really inspired introduction. We were both on the journey of self-discovery, self-love, and really creating a life we loved, and we were just smack in the middle of it. And we'd done so much work on ourselves that we decided that we really needed to help women along their journey too. We were both very strong, powerful resources for the people in our community, and decided to formalize our partnership in Courageous Living, which really encompasses our philosophy, because it really helps women gain the courage not only to create a vision for themselves and their dreams and really set them into goals, but also get the courage required to dig deep and really overcome and heal the limitations so that they can move forward in their life in every aspect.
So why do women need support more than men, let's say?
Well, women traditionally have been the nurturers of society, right? They're the ones who take care of everyone, and they put everybody else first. And, and a lot of women in this day and age, they've been focusing on themselves a little bit more, but still, when they get involved with their spouse, their career, all of these sort of things in their life, they seem to put themselves last.
And did this describe you?
Oh, definitely. After a 17-year marriage and then realizing, what am I doing? Who am I? You kind of lose who you are. And there's a lot of women who get into that place where they just don't even know who they are anymore.
And Tanya, did that describe you too?
Oh, 100%. I think what happens when we grow up is that we become strategic versions of ourselves, right? So it's important for us to understand that as we get older, we start looking for our authentic self. Who am I really? Who am I really? What do I really want? I think you have to really uncover that as you go along. And I think that women tend to isolate. I mean, people, whenever they're in a state of transition where we always are, like, starting something new, leaving something, or experiencing a loss, we tend to go into isolation where we should be in conversation. And women really need the support so that they can move towards their next exciting chapter of their life. And that's what we do. We really help women write the next inspiring chapter of their life.
Well, whatever you're writing or doing seems to work because you were awarded Canada's Top 100 Most Powerful Women Award. And you don't go from needing support and trying to find your way to that distinction without having really a clear-cut formula. So you help women reconnect to themselves. So you talk about the doing, done syndrome. What's that all about?
So the doing, done syndrome is exactly that. It's like when we're doing and doing for others, doing in our career, doing for our aging parents. And at one point, we do so much, we wake up and we're done. We're fed up with our life. We're unhappy with the way things are. And we tend to blame our external circumstances. We think it's our spouse, or we think it's our company, or we think it's something outside of us that's forced us to be in this situation. And ultimately, we've always made the choices. We've just never done them from a place of honoring our true selves.
So then how do you reconnect? Get women to reconnect to themselves and their dreams?
Well, I mean, we do that by the mentor circle. We just find that is an amazing, supportive, loving, safe space where women can really get clear on their vision and to break it down into small, doable little steps that they can get to it. People keep putting off their dreams. One day, someday, whenever I'm not busy. But when does that happen in a woman's life?
Well, and sometimes the people we are surrounded, may have wonderful friends, but they're not the people that are going to lift us to that level.
Right.
So it's so awesome that you are providing a circle of new friends and women who can help you.
It's so true. And that's what's so special about the group, because women come in there and they're so shocked that there's actually a group of women who would be supportive and actually say, you go girl, or you do it. And they're vying for them, they're supporting them all the way, and excited for every movement along the way. But even if they're having a bad day, they still can come there and express that.
It's sort of like girlfriends. We all need
Yeah.
our girlfriends, but the testimonials
Quality
that
ones.
you've had for this are outstanding. So you must really have 6 golden steps. I mean, I don't know. I mean, so can you tell us sort of briefly, like what
Yeah.
those 6 steps are? Because
Absolutely,
I'd love to
Christine.
know. Wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm ready.
Yeah, I mean, 6 steps to really getting your dreams. And ultimately, it's a structured program. It's a 6-month process that women really commit to themselves. And it's once a month for 3 hours. And each of these steps is actually one step in the life cycle of a goal. So Joanna and I created this particular process. And most people set a goal and try to achieve it, but they don't realize that there's 2 aspects of setting a goal. The first one is actually understanding that there's an external goal that we want, like a different, a trip or a car or a career or a marriage. But there has to be an internal goal, like loving myself or feeling worthy, so that we don't sabotage ourselves along the way.
Or being willing to receive.
Absolutely.
That would be even another one.
Exactly. And the Mentor Circle really is about providing and teaching women the skills and tools necessary to create the life they love through this goal-setting process. And so we have to work on their relationship of giving and receiving. So the first step that they come to is creating their inspired vision for success. And for women, they can't even, for people, I think in general, we think to ourselves it has to be so big, but ultimately it's only for the next 6 months. So you can really see just the horizon of your life 6 months from now.
But we're so used to our brain going in 10,000 directions.
Yeah.
It must be hard sometimes to corral that and bring it back in front of you.
Well, I think that's the key to the Mentor Circle, because every month, even if you've forgotten what you said you were going to do the month before, you come back and reconnect to yourself.
Right.
And to your dreams. And to just, oh yeah, I made a commitment last time. What am I doing?
It's a
What do I
great
need to
vehicle.
do to go forward? And what are the little steps? Breaking it down into small little steps.
Yeah.
This is what she said on Canada Talks 167 Sirius XM, and we are in studio with Joanna Andros and Tanya Chernova, the founders of Courageous Living, and we're talking about the 6 steps that are covered in the Mentor Circle, which is, a way of empowering women to succeed and really reconnect with their dreams again. So, Inspired Vision is number 1. What is the next?
The next one is about baby steps, breaking it down to just small, as we were talking about before,
Yeah.
baby steps, so that they're not overwhelming. You believe you can do it, you can achieve it, and so amazing over a 6-month period. When you just keep doing those little bits at a time, you get a long way.
Just seeing the finish line alone is overwhelming.
Yes,
Just
it's
the
usually
finish
what
line.
stops people,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then they sabotage themselves or just get completely in a place of like, I'm stuck, I'm stopped, forget it, and
Okay,
there's
so
something
I have-
else to do.
So I set my vision, and then I learn how to break it down into steps so I'm not
Great.
panicked
Achievable
going,
goals.
oh,
That's right.
I can't do all that.
Exactly.
What's the third?
The third is about identifying your negative patterns and your inner chatter that stops you. We believe that everybody can get anything they want, because if you dream it, you can have it. But what is the thing that stops us? It's only that voice that says, you can't do it, and start saying, why bother, or there's something else to do, just something that distracts you. Well, what is that voice? What are
tomorrow,
your things?
I'll do it tomorrow.
Exactly.
I'll do it when I've lost 10 pounds.
But
I'll
it's
do
usually-
it when my hair's better.
Exactly.
Whatever.
But when you recognize,
Yes.
it's fear. It's usually fear of coming outside of your comfort zone.
Well, or people are going to think I'm stupid or
Yeah.
I
Right.
shouldn't do this at all. Yeah.
Right, but then again, it's still that inner chatter,
our
your
voice, yeah.
personal inner voice, your insecurities, your fears coming up.
That's important. And what about step 4? Turning breakdown into breakthrough. That's powerful.
It's true. And, in our book, we actually outline what's called the blueprint of self-sabotage. And it is a 7-step process to how we actually sabotage ourselves in our lives. And that negative inner chatter, just that we mentioned in the step before, helps reveal those patterns. And those patterns lead to breakdown. Oftentimes, people don't even realize when they're in the breakdown mode. And that's when you've given up and you're watching TV numbing out. Or you're, eating food that you shouldn't. Or you're shopping and spending money. It's what are the symptoms that you can recognize in yourself that you're in breakdown, and what is the skill that they're going to learn to turn that into a breakthrough and move themselves forward? Because oftentimes when things are just at their worst, that's right around the corner when the gold is happening. But most people stop and get, they just think, okay, they're collapsed in that negative breakdown and they can't move forward.
It's
So
sort
we
of
help.
deer in the headlights.
Yeah, we catapult them into the next stage of their achievement.
And what's the next stage? The next step is focus, action, clarity.
Yeah.
This
It's
is sounds like a movie set here.
Well, most people always want to get clarity before they take any sort of action.
Right.
So we really get them understanding that the true way to do that is it's you focus on what you want, because we have our vision, our goals, and then take action. And in that taking action, you realize, I like this, I don't like this, what you need to do, what you don't. Not being fearful anymore, but just going forward and going for it.
Yeah.
And the sixth one is really important, and I think people
And
forget
we don't do
that
it.
we don't
No.
do it.
Oh, I know so many
Which
women
is-
do not.
Yeah.
Yep, celebrating our successes.
Yes.
So all those little steps that you've broken it down to, when you have your vision and then you break it down little steps, should we be celebrating at every
Absolutely.
little milestone?
Yeah, and we're teaching women to do that for a change.
We're
And
so hard on ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
We just
So
feel like it's
so
never
true.
enough.
So it's
important.
glass half full as opposed to glass half empty. You're not looking at
Yeah.
what you haven't done yet, you're looking at what you've achieved so far.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
sometimes that's what's so shocking, because at the end of 6 months, women are like, well, I didn't get what I said I wanted on that vision. But when you really look at it and you see how far you've come, that's what's
Yeah.
so amazing.
So this is all sounding great, and the Mentor Circle can help so many people get there. So tell us about the upcoming event.
So this event actually happens every year, so twice a year. So it starts in January of every year and July of every year, because basically if you're thinking, okay, my life now, I'm wherever I am in my year, I set myself some goals, I'm not really getting anywhere, I really feel like it's time for me not to go it alone. The next one starts in July, but essentially if they sign up, it goes right till the end of the year, so they can be
Great.
creating guaranteed results. And I'll tell you, there are some women that come into the circle and they set their goals and they just achieve them within the first 3 months. It goes so quickly.
Wow.
And other people, it takes longer because there's healing work to be done. And the most important part is that they get to uncover what that is in a safe and supportive and loving environment, because it's scary sometimes to look at your life, and that's why you need courage to move forward, right? But
So
then
you
get what
have
want.
two ways that people can, they can
Oh, yeah.
either go
Yep.
physically, or they can do it online. So
That's right.
explain that. Where
So what
where
is-
would women go?
Okay, so one is in Etobicoke, and that is at, just a park lawn and lakeshore area in Toronto, and they can actually be in an environment live with women
And
in
that's
there,
July
which is
9th.
always the way we've done it, but we have an exciting new project where we're having an online mentor circle.
That's wonderful, because that
Yeah.
opens up to
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
It's-
Can
So many
people
women
maybe
don't
go
have
to the-
babysitters,
Yeah.
childcare, whatever, it's
But
great.
could they go to the first one in person and then
Join
continue
online?
if that works?
Well, that's an interesting idea, we haven't even looked at that.
You know,
Yeah.
just to get a feeling of seeing those
Yeah.
women around, knowing
Yeah.
who's going to be mentoring them, and then if they can't make every meeting.
Well, we found that the mentor circle online is usually for the women who find they're too far for them
Right.
to come.
Global.
because we have a
Global.
lot
It's
of people
across-
around
Is
the
it around
world.
the world?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's global.
around the
Yeah,
world.
we have
Right.
people from Lebanon, we have people from
Wow.
Paris, we have people from Finland. I mean, people have found us through reading the book or coming to different seminars, or their friends have said, you should really look at
That's
these women.
interesting.
So
the
here
book
we are.
is called
It's called Undermined.
Undermined.
Yeah, and it helps people discover the 7 subconscious beliefs that sabotage their life and how to overcome them.
And where can they get the book?
They can get that on Amazon or Chapters
Or our website.
anywhere.
Indigo, I should say, and then or our website courageousliving.com.
Yeah.
And where can they sign up for the mentor circle?
Courageousliving.com is probably the best one to
Yeah.
get a hold of us there.
And they can see all the testimonials and watch the videos and get a better sense of what it is, and it's a lot, it's really explained. Our goal as Mentor Circle leaders is really to help women come into a safe and loving environment that's non-judgmental and start to learn to love themselves in a way that's productive to create a life they love. Plus, they meet some of their best new friends in this place.
Well,
It's
I'll
really
tell you,
amazing.
the energy is flowing in the room already.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
I know. This has been such a pleasure, and we on our show love to support women, women entrepreneurs, women business women, women of all shapes, sizes, and ages. So this is a wonderful boost and a wonderful resource, and Canadian.
Absolutely.
A Canadian country where we love that. So we'll have to
Thank
have you
you.
back again. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
ladies.
so much, ladies.
Thank you.
Click the channel subscribe button for full-length interviews and more from What She Said here on YouTube.